Yo guys, so I'm sitting here. Well, I just got done using the bathroom. Sitting here doing some work. Was listening to some music and some stuff while getting some work done. And pretty much, I clicked on a one video. Gave me some ideas, and it was talking about how this might be your last sign to continue going. And obviously, God's given me many signs to keep going no matter what when life gets hard. And I know recently I've been talking about the book of Job, and making a content on the book of Job and like talking about something going on in my life. I want to start doing daily vlogs. I just don't have like good equipment because I don't have much money to spend on equipment unless I get a credit card or something and just run it up, which I'm actually been thinking about doing for like at least a week or two now. Um, because it would be a good investment. I don't mind really going into debt to get a good investment in because I know it's going to pay out in the long run. I'm blessed and protected by God, but and I have to trust and put my heart and faith into the Lord Jesus Christ. But with that being said, pretty much a lot of people probably see me and, well, the me that I'm becoming and the me that I was, and think that I'm better than people or I'm smarter than people it's not the case at all. I'm actually a lot dumber than a lot of people, and you guys are gonna watch me do it. You're gonna watch me be blessed by the Lord, and if I can do it, then let me be a testimony that any of you can do it. With that being said, if you're afraid of fear, afraid of judgment, afraid of failing, guess what? I've always been very shy, very introverted growing up. I had a lot of trauma in my childhood, so I would literally just not talk. People used to try and talk to me in middle school and elementary school, and I would get put into behavior hospitals for being bad as shit and just like, blowing up. Because I have, well, according to what they say, I have bipolar disorder, I have intermittent explosive disorder, and that's only two that I remember actually, but I'm sure I have like OCD because I get very annoyed about dirty things sometimes, but I'm not like overly OCD like people usually think that OCD is. I like to keep things clean and organized, and I'm very picky with my food. Like I'm not picky with a lot of things, but when it comes to food and the things that I'm eating off of, I'm very picky about it. Like I have to make sure it's clean, and if I see a spot on a plate or something, like I will literally say that it's dirty and rewash it. So in that sense, when it comes to food, I guess I am very OCD. And I was looking up what's it called, neurodivergency the other night, like 2 nights ago, and I've seen all the signs. Like I figured that I was, and once I was looking it up, I'm like, okay, damn, maybe I really am neurodivergent. But if I am, I'm fine with that because it's made me go harder, and it's actually a benefit to me, in my opinion. So fuck it, it is what it is. I actually love it, but sometimes it can be a bit difficult because I have trouble organizing and planning a lot of the times. Like I see other people that are very good at organizing and planning their things and their business, and for me, organization, it's not one of my strong points. It's actually one of my weak points, but I still manage to do it the best as I can. With that being said, I know I went on a little bit of yap, rant. So pretty much the whole point of this video is I wanted to let you guys know that, you know, I'm probably very dumb, a lot dumber than a lot of people think, even though some people might think I'm extremely stupid, some people might think I'm extremely smart, but I'm just a normal person, right? And people look at other people like celebrities and they put them on a pedestal and they glorify them. And it's like my original trading mentor. He says this and he preaches it all the time. I'm not better than you. Nobody's better than anybody. Don't think anybody's better than anybody, and don't basically the saying is, before I get off topic, I'm not better than you, I just do different than you. And I have a book, where is it at? It actually talks about this exact thing. I'm sure many of y'all have read it. It's called Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, I recommend you to go read it. I have the cover over there. My bad that I keep cutting my face off the camera because I'm using my phone. But Atomic Habits is a really good book. I took the cover off because I hate reading books with covers while I'm reading them. This is the cover, Atomic Habits. With that being said, that book is really good for like learning how to change your habits and stuff. And that book combined with, it was mainly that book, okay? I would recommend the Four Agreements, but I've reread it and I disagree with a lot of points, but there's a lot of things that I can learn from that book still. So the Four Agreements and Atomic Habits are the two books that really made me change, because I used to be a bum. I used to smoke weed, no job, always angry, just violent, just a very not ideal person. And if you look at me now, I've come a long way. I'm still not where I want to be. You know, I'm a work in progress, and God is working through me in my life and leading me and guiding me down the right path. But back to the point, I'm not better than any of you guys. Nobody's better than anybody. We're all humans. We all make mistakes, no matter who you are or how good you are at something. You could be the richest, most smartest person in the world. You're still going to make mistakes because you're human. And that's okay. You know, there's a saying that I've heard, I forget who says it, but he says by the time somebody else has basically tried to do something perfect and failed once, I've already failed 30 or 40 times and figured out a solution. Now, some of you may have heard this quote. I'm not exactly sure who said it. I forget. But, yeah. You can't be afraid to fail. If you do fail, you get back up and keep going. It's like the Bible also says, the righteous man may fall 7 times, but he will get back up. You can, and 7 isn't the exact number. You know, you can fall many, many, many times, make many mistakes, and keep getting back up, keep going, keep going. Just, the only way that you ever truly fail is if you give up. Because, like, let's say with trading, for example, I can fail, blow accounts for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but I never really failed unless I gave up, because there's always a try. You can try again. Let's put an analogy into riding a bicycle, right? If you ride a bicycle, you're learning to ride a bicycle as a kid. You're going to start out with training wheels to kind of get the habit, trying to, like, kind of get the idea of how it feels. And once you take those training wheels off, you're going to try and ride that bike. You might have a parent push you to try and give you a boost or a head start, but some people will fall off that bike a couple of times before they get it. Some people might get it on the first or second try. Some people might fall off that bike 20 or 30 times before they actually get it and learn how to ride a bike on their own. But guess what? Through it all, you have to keep getting up, keep riding, keep going, and basically keep going down the path. So, if you're seeing this video, just let this be a sign that if you're afraid of failure, you're afraid of judgment. That's another one. I've always been afraid of what people are going to think of me, because I have social anxiety too, according to what I was told as a kid. But I think that just came from trauma. I don't think I was ever, I mean, sometimes I am still anxious. I do have anxiety, social anxiety, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm still very quiet around people. But now if somebody starts talking to me, I'm going to open right up, you know? I have that, what do they used to call it for females? That resting bitch face. Like, I always look angry, but I'm actually, like, probably one of the nicest persons you'll ever meet. Now, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I've always been shown tough love from many people and many mentors growing up, so I can come off as a dickhead. People call me a dickhead sometimes. My dad's, like, literally known for being a dickhead, but it's all out of love, you know? So, yeah, something else I gotta work on, but at the same time, it's like, even God will be, we'll just say a dickhead sometimes. Like, it's all out of love, pretty much. Sometimes God will literally punish you very harshly because he wants to see you do better. Now, he has immense love for us, but when you're acting like a retard, he will punish you harshly, and sometimes, a lot of times, and don't turn your back on God. Don't turn away from God because you feel like he's punishing you. And that's why we're going over the book of Job, because I've had a lot of things happening to me recently, and it just feels like I'm being punished and everything's going against me. So I started reading the book of Job to realize maybe it's just a test. Like with the book of Job, the first 3 or 4 chapters what we're in so far, he lost basically everything he ever had. He was the richest, smartest, most wisest man, the most sinless, most righteous man in his time. He lost his kids, he lost his money, he lost his kingdom, he lost his servants, he lost his animal. All of his stuff got raided. And guess what he never did? He never lost his integrity with God, because ultimately he knows that God gave it all to him. He was born with nothing. He would die with nothing. So it's ultimately God's decision to take it away or to test you. Now, sometimes you may think it's punishment, but there's two things in the Bible that I want to reiterate. It says that a father or a parent will say that doesn't discipline their child doesn't love their child. I'm sure y'all have heard that one. And there's another saying in the Bible. I forget exactly where it is in the Bible. You can go search it up if y'all want. But it says, discipline may feel harsh at the time, but, you know, it makes you better. Something along those lines. I don't think that's the exact quote. But you guys pretty much get where I'm going. And I'm sure if you go search it up on Google or something, you'll find the exact quotes that I'm saying. But with that being said, yeah, just keep going. If you're afraid of being judged, if you're afraid of being a failure, if you're afraid of like messing up, just don't be. Don't be. You're gonna get judged. No matter what you do or don't do, people are gonna judge you whether you do good, whether you do bad. And there's an old saying that many of y'all who are younger than me may not have ever heard. It's called, well, the saying goes like, opinions are like assholes, right? Everyone's got an opinion, everyone's got an asshole, and it's always full of shit. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and it's always full of shit. So, fuck people's opinions. Fuck what people think of you. Just, and I don't mean to curse, but, you know, just keep going. You can't be afraid. Fear not, and trust in the Lord. With that being said, hope you guys drop a like, drop a comment, and drop a subscribe if you want to get into contact with me or donate or any of that good stuff. I'll drop my links in the description for my Discord, my Telegram. I think I got my Cash App and PayPal down there. You can always get into contact with me. So, yeah. But with that being said, keep going. Don't be afraid. And trust in the Lord with all your heart. Fear not.